along. We talk about moon energy, lunar energy, teaching every one of you guys. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. The ATRs are the African traditional religions by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. On this channel, I'm here for melanated people, black people, teaching you about real conjure, real magic, real mysticism. What's up, my baby Scorpio in the house? I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Those that have the desire to get your egg on stick, hurry up. Teaching every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. What's up, my Boaz in the house? Pisces, and then I got my crab cakes in the house. Monique Fo. Anyway, to each and every one of you guys, I want to say first of all, salutation to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lacombe, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays, Yami. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say also salutations to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one. What's up, my Shamari in the house? Cancer. Back to back. Now, I'm gonna do some conjure tonight. As above, so below. I'm Crown Mafedifun Oya. And I did a teaching earlier for the benefit of melanated people. And I want you guys to know that I endeavor to give you classes and tutelage that are going to help you advance if you so choose. I am a Sagittarius, Moon in Aries, rising sign Pisces. I am not here to change your mind. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. I am here to give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The purpose of these lives are to speak to grown people that relate to the information that I give. I am not in no ways concerned about what you choose to move forward in your life or choose to stand still or to repeat the cycles. That's your choice. It's your life to live. Now, I know a lot of people say that live and let live, but they don't mean it. I'm a Sagittarius. I mean exactly that. What's up, my Aries in the house? My Nisi. What's up? Thank you so much. She said, congratulations for your retirement. I know that's right. When that retirement check, I had 4 checks to hit my account. So, you know, I felt real retired then. I know I had to go all through the preliminaries with the paperwork and all that, but when those checks hit my account, I said, I'm retired. You know, that's before they gave me the breakfast party, and I really, really appreciated that. And Mother Susan was telling me, she said, possibly that gonna get real emotional. I'm like, I got my money. That's emotional enough, but it is really profound. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, she will. Now, I want to talk about this is moon energy to those that really want to practice conjure. You melanate, you want to really understand moon magic, and how effective moon magic is, especially ruled by the Cancer, and especially that we're in the season of silk Cancer. And so, therefore, I want to really give y'all something that are wholesome. Maria Rodriguez. I got a spirit from the cemetery with that last name. I don't know you, but my spirit's last name is Rodriguez. That's what happened when your Padrino and your Oba is Latino. So you end up with Latino spirits. But I start with my Egon first, my ancestors, Africans. I want to talk about this, and if you will oblige me tonight, put your listening ears on and really hear what I'm saying, what I am sharing. the significance of what I'm saying. I've been doing magic ever since I was a child. I'm 52 years old. I have been doing heavy conjure on one spectrum and the other since I was a kid. I was in the cemetery as a child. That's how adapt I was when it came to spirituality. So this is not something new to me. I'm true to this, okay? What's up, my Ryan, my Cardinal Air in the house? Thank you so much, my Libra, for joining us. Now, my subject is tonight learning from that which you've seen and heard. Learning from that which you've seen and heard. I'm going to be coming from Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, verse 9. I want to deal with the magic of Cancer, water element, cardinal element of water. It says, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. It says, and that which is done, that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the earth or under the sun. Let me explain it to you like this when it comes down to conjure. The Bible says that every seed shall produce after its own kind. What's up, Trirana Aries in the house? The mere fact that Cancer allows you to learn from everything you have seen and heard. And if you do not want a replica of what you've seen, then you have to change your pattern. Cancers deal in the past. And it is not for you to have the emotions or going through the trauma of the past, but to learn and to understand all you have seen and all you have heard. Are we clear? Magic is rituals. Rituals are things that you do over and over again. That means that the same seasons are going to come again. The same cycles of the moon are going to come again. The same timing is going to come again. I think that people fail to realize why it is important to understand how things work and operate, how things grow. And so therefore, the same phases, the same waning moon that you had in the past, you're going to have in the future. I'm going to say this again. When it comes down to conjure, mysticism, and being able to manifest, you have to understand the moon and how it operates and how it affects and impacts your life. And this is what a lot of people, whether you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, these principles are never going to change. As long as there is a moon in our solar system, we will be impacted by the moon, which is ruled by what? Cancer. The archangel is Gabriel. Gabriel is not only an angel of death, because water gives life, but it also takes life. It's duality in moon magic. And Gabriel is also the annunciator. He blows or she blows the trumpet that the dead in Christ shall rise. So Gabriel is a part of resurrection. That's why that if you get hydrated, it gives your cells, or it gives your Merkaba, your temple, it revitalizes you. It rekindles you. It restores you. All that restore my soul, all got to do with the water element. So, so let me explain it to you like this. The word past means gone by in time and no longer existing. What's our Rena? Raina. I almost messed it up. Raina. My Gemini. It also means experience the time or a period of time before the moment of speaking or writing. The reason why a lot of us are not advancing in life or growing in life because we refuse to understand the past. Understanding the past, knowing what you experienced in your last season, what you experienced in your last cycle. If you're just going through life and going through the cycles and the phases and the timings, you're never going to learn anything. You have to understand why summer exists. You need to understand why autumn exists. You need to understand why spring exists. You need to understand why winter exists. All those seasons give a different energy and effect on your life. There's a time to plant and there's a time to harvest. There's a time to laugh and there's a time to mourn. What is happening to a lot of people that claim that they want to grow spiritually, claim they want to grow in their melanin energy, claim that they want to grow in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, and Akumi, Christianity? The reason why you lack growth because you don't pay attention to the past. What was your maturity level like in the past? How did you handle things in the past? Where do you see that you could have been more proficient? Where you could have been more prepared? The way summer caught you 2 years ago, you should be further in the summer than you were 2 years ago. And we see people in the same cycle. I was talking to one of my cancers, and they're talking about the finances that they have and the responsibility they have. I said, for your age, the type of jobs that you're going after should be the type of job that a child would have living with their parents. When you are a grown man and grown woman, and you have the life insurance, you have the car insurance, you have the house insurance for a child, when you don't realize that you should be in a better state the older you get, because you're supposed to have wisdom through the experiences of your past. See, what caused me trauma in the past causes me to triumph in the future. What caused me pain in the past causes me gain in the future. See, when I learn from what I experience, and this is what is innate in cancer. A cancer learns lessons from their past experiences and inherent traits. The way that you spoke when you were in your 50s, because of lack of experience. You have the experience of your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, but now you're experiencing your 50s. And therefore, when you get into your 60s, you're supposed to be able to reflect on all those decades of existing and all those cycles and those experiences and all those phases and seasons. And it should enrich your life. I'm going to say this again. It should enrich for all the things you have seen and all the things you have heard. Come on here. That baby Scorpio said, wisdom. Yes, yes, yes. The fact that you cannot tell a grown man or grown woman through your wisdom of your experience of the things that let me tell you something. I said this on Rhonda, and I said this over a period of years. But I've said better a young fool than an old fool. Because a young fool lacks experience. A young fool lacks reference material. They're only going by what they think. See, when you are an old fool, that means that all that you have gone through, you still playing fool. The fact that you cannot resolve issues more easily. See, the 20-year-old, I told True Rhonda, I said, True Rhonda, I said, I don't never want to meet or ever see that 20-year-old nigga that I was. The unnecessary problems that Sagittarius caused me, because you can tell him the sky blue, you can tell him water was wet, you can tell him a Duke is stink. That's what my mama used to say all to me all the time. I had a word for her. She said, you always got something goddamn it to say. I can't tell you the grass is green. I can't tell you nothing. Because you in that moment, you think you know. See, I'm at the age of 52. I don't go by what I think. I go by what I know. I go by what the facts are. See, I shouldn't be in the instability that I was in my 20s. Because if I learned in my 20s, by the time I got in my 30s, I had learned a lot more. By the time I got in my 40s, do you understand? I was listening, I was talking to Sister Monique. And she was talking about how I was able to articulate that curse on Sunday. And whether she understood this or not, the fact that I've been doing conjure since I've been 3 to 4 years old, all in the cemetery, I should, at 52, be able to whip up a curse or a blessing with the most profound, prolific. If I had been schooled and I went through all my seasons, and I went through all my phases, and I went through all my timings, do you know where I'm supposed to be? And why wouldn't I at 52 that had all that type of tutelage, and I've seen and I've heard? I want to talk to y'all. Learning from what you've seen. The reason why some of you are embarrassed to have certain conversation with me, because there's no way you should be in the situation that you're in. Huh? The first lame dick nigga I got involved with. The first time, shame on him. But you done had 97 lame duck niggas. I would advise you to write a book, because you can't get no profit out of the experience. You should write a book, how to pick a lame duck nigga. At least get some change out of it. Because you should not be in the same predicament when it comes to relationship. You done had too many dicks. You done had too many pussies. You done had enough jobs to know at this age that you shouldn't be jumping around. You ain't even invested nowhere. You are so fucked up because you have learned absolutely, positively nothing for all the years that you have been on earth. Every season, the summer, the autumn, the spring, the winter, You have passed these seasons over and over. What were you doing? Every phase the moon went. Waning moon. Full moon. New moon. Full crescent. You done experienced all that. What were you doing? Every 10 years is a decade. How are you still talking stupid at your age? When I talk to my baby Scorpio, and she's talking and making decisions that a 30 or 35-year-old woman should be making, she's recovering her to situation like a woman in her 35-year range. Yes, I can congratulate her even when she messes up. That's what she said. When she makes mistakes or she asks questions. But she's in a position young enough that she can make those mistakes. Bitch, you too old to be making them kind of mistakes. You don't want nobody to be real with you. You act like this is the first time you ever had your legs in the book. You're acting like this is the first time you done had some dick in your throat. You act like this is the first time that you got a paycheck with your name on it. You still don't know how to use your money effectively. How many times you got to learn how to make 15 cents, $1 out of 15 cents? How many times? How many times you got to learn how to turn your 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and feed the 5,000? How many times you got to have certain experiences that your back is up against the wall? Now they shouldn't be able to get your back up against the wall. Because you done been through enough of shot that you should be able to stay out of shot. I don't care if you're doing affirmation. I don't care if you're doing prayers. I don't care if you're lighting candles. Let me tell you something. I was talking to my baby Scorpio, and her daughter's candle that she had purchased. She's in her 20s, and she purchased a candle for herself and her child. And I can't get you to be, because goddamn, aren't you embarrassed as a grown, gray pussy ass woman? The only reason I ain't saying I got gray hair because I don't have gray hair downstairs. Yacht. I got gray hair upstairs. The carpet is still black downstairs. And I don't use no chemicals, no dyes. But I got experience on this body. My level of execution of anything that I do is because of all of the experiences that I am pulling off. You are a professional at wasting time. Why does it take this long for you to realize that you cannot afford to keep making these type of decisions? Yes, when you were younger, the summer caught you off guard. Yes, the autumn caught you off guard, which is the fall. Yes, the spring caught you off guard. Yes, the winter caught you, but you're in the middle. You're 35 to 40. You shouldn't be saying, Jesus, take the wheel. You should be in a place where God can assist you. Not bring you out of some shit, but assist you through some shit. What's the purpose of having experiences? Cancer teaches us that. Not for you to talk about the past as though it's some fairy tale, but to understand the past. Because the past is going to repeat itself. When you don't appreciate what you have, then you get non-melanated people taking over what God has blessed you with. Because the only time that we black people want to talk about who they are is not now at the bottom of the barrel. When you was on top, you didn't give a fuck. You didn't care about principles. You didn't care about loyalty. You didn't care about faithfulness. You didn't care about consistency. None of that mattered. But now that your ass is down and at the bottom of the barrel looking up, now all of a sudden we need to stick together. Why you ain't have them same goddamn principles when you are on top? When you have money in your account. People want to talk about when they ain't got money, what they would do if they had money. What the fuck you were doing with your money before you got without money? Everybody want to talk about your cycle when you get old. There's some shit that led up to you being where you are at your age. I ain't just magically appear at UPS and got 30 years. I had to put that time in. Lap for lap. Circle for circle. I didn't just magically become a Tata Nkisi, a Sendero. I didn't magically get crowned. I didn't magically just appear as a king in Haitian voodoo. I don't care what nobody says. And if I am really a king, why can't I keep the kingdom going? Because I should have experiences how to rule a kingdom. I was listening to Sister Monique. She said, it's the way that you handle things. If you are a shot caller, shouldn't you get better at calling shots? If you paying the cost to be the boss, shouldn't you get more effective at being a boss? You shouldn't get worse. You should be getting better. A boss as a Sagittarius. A boss as a Capricorn. A boss as a Taurus. You've been head of household how long? And you ain't got this family in no better situation and state. The more money you make, the worse we get. The more money you make, the less healthy we are. It's something wrong with the way that you are being head of household. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Let me explain something to you. When you don't learn from the past, you repeat that past. I remember my mom saying to me, she said one of my baby boy, my son, was had a job. And she said, aren't you glad he got a job? I had to think about it. I said, do I like the fact that he is working? Yes. But do I like the fact that he's working where he's working with his potential and his ability? No. The job his brother has with his education and his intellect, he needs to be working that job. But my son almost had a 4.0 all through school, gifted courses, and didn't even go to college. My older son, I no matter how I whooped his ass, he still gave me subpar grades. And he at least filled out the application to go to college. But this smart nigga, My Leo, and you're missing our opportunities? Because this shit gonna hit hard as you get older and older. And when you realize what you could be making. See, when you trying to get along and go with the pack, when you don't have to live beneath your privilege. No, I can't be happy about that. I'm sorry. Fuck no. I work too hard. I have amassed too much power, and I have too much experience for some bullshit like that. See, when you learn from the past, you become perfected in your conjure. You become perfected in your rituals. Because you know what the purpose of why you're doing the ritual. Y'all too busy about like you got to be excited to do a ritual. I ain't excited. I'm doing what I got to do. Whether I feel good, I don't feel good. Whether my money is funny or whether my money is straight. It don't matter. There are some things you have to do every single season. And when I turn 53, I'm going to have to do every single season until God take me away from here. I don't know what you rushing to, but there ain't but 4 seasons. And if you can't figure those out at your age, I advise you to go to talk to you a shrink. Because something is blocking your ability to learn. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I've been hearing that ever since I was a child. I've been hearing you make your bed hard, you got to sleep in it ever since I was a child. At some point at my age, at 52 years old, I should be able to pull the nectar from that same scene and get something totally different than a 30-year-old will get, that a 20-year-old will get. When I sound wiser than you and you're older than me, I know you stay back. When I speak of the revelatory knowledge and wisdom that I operate in everyday life, and I'm better at life than you are, you want to make like it's because I make more money than you? I was going to make more money than you because I had higher goals than you did. See, unlike you, I didn't put all my stock in my looks. Because my Virgo mother told me it takes more than looks. I didn't put all my stock in my sex. Because my Virgo mama say, I don't care how good you is in the bedroom, a woman get tired of that too. I say, what? Don't you say. So I heard all those years that it took more than my looks. It took more than my sex. It took more than me bringing in income. It's how you live. It's what you do while you're living. Tells how much wisdom and knowledge and understanding you understood what you've been through. Why are you returning back to the vomit that you so gashed out your mouth? Why are you licking that up? Why you don't know what upsets your stomach at your age? Why you don't know how long to pray to get your manifestation? My baby Scorpio was asking me about the river. Let me tell you something. She asked questions. A lot of y'all ask me questions. I don't mind. Because I want people to learn. Young people should be asking me questions because they don't know. Older people should be asking me questions because they should know. And the question is why they don't know. Depending on where spectrum you are, whether you're north of me at 52 or whether you're south of me at 52, depends on how I really handle your situation. I'm very eager to teach young people. Not so much the older you get. Because the truth is, if you want to know you want me to keep it 1,000, or some people say 1 million, I already think you're stupid. If you want to know, I'm trying to figure out how you ain't figured out what to do with your life, and you north of me. I don't know when did you come to the conclusion your ass is getting older. I know I'm 52. I'm getting older. So how you didn't know? And the summer gonna hit different the older you get. The winter gonna hit different the older you get. I don't care what kind of prayer or conjure you doing. The fall or the autumn is gonna hit different the older you get. When I told my baby Scorpio, I said, see, you went and got 7. You made a grown ass woman decision. So we can't do that. See, only reason I still play with my children like I do, because none of my children have kids. I don't like where some of them are in life. Don't like it. It is what it is. But I would handle it very different if they had my grandchildren. I wouldn't give a fuck what they were saying. I'll be starting my grandchildren with their own stocks. I'm older. So since you fucking around, I'm gonna make sure my grandchild got a better future. I'm gonna make sure the young people have a better future, and people that are around my age that can humble themselves, because you know when people close in the age, they don't think you can tell them shit. The older a person get to you, and the closer they are in age, they don't feel like you should be able to tell them shot. I don't care how much you done accomplished, and the more you talk about your accomplishment, the more offended they gonna get. You shouldn't have got caught with your pants down, old as you is. So you mean to tell me you just found that your daughter and son fucked up? I've been watching my kids since I've been in my 30s. I'm 52 years old. I've been watching shit with all 3 of them. That's why I've been helping other people. So when these fuckers decide not to fuck with me, I got somebody gonna see about me. Somebody gonna see about me. I'm sowing seeds every goddamn way I can. Do you understand? I don't care if 7 got to come down here and fly down here and see about me. What were you paying attention to? What were you looking at? This man going from job to job, there's no future in him. This woman is inconsistent. All she doing going around here fucking and got man for man. She ain't even building up equity with the nigga she with. You're a waste of time. When you see a man and all he got a bicycle and he old, you know he done fucked his life up. Cause you ain't got to be rich to have a car. You ain't got to be rich to have a place to stay. If you've been paying your bills on time, you should have some credit with your old ass. It's not my fault. How you gonna teach the ones behind you how to make it? and how to overcome. I've never seen some stupid ass people. You're looking and paying attention to people, whether conjure or in the natural world, that they live a fucked up life. How I'm gonna let you talk to me? You don't own shit. You ain't trying to get shit. So why hear you talking shit? I don't understand y'all. You lighting candles, but you ain't trying to get no wiser. What happened with your Bayberry candle the last time? What did you happen when you burnt incense the last time? And some of y'all need to give y'all pussy a rest. I call that pussy abuse. You ain't had a dick, just one dick in you that had a good job and consistent and paid bills. You need to check the temperature. Like they check the temperature of a turkey when you baking it. The heat level. This is why conjure is important. Because if you can't learn from the past, you're not going to perfect the present, and you're not going to set yourself up high in the future. We should all be evolving. The more we learn, the more we exposed to. This is why we got to have something to happen for us. God got to create a miracle, because you don't fuck your life up. And even when God grants you a miracle, whether it's through the egoons or the ancestors, you still don't have the wisdom to handle the blessing that you got now. You're literally on a job that you shouldn't be on. I've watched people, just black people, and I'd be like, you walked up from that job like you got gold, you got some money buried. Because I come from a family that they believe in burying money on the earth. So I said, well, let me hush up, because they may know something I don't know. Because sometimes you don't know people got certain things stored away. That's why they behave the way they behave. When I told that man at Winn-Dixie that I didn't have to work because of my grandmother and my family, those were facts. Those were fucking facts. Even though my mother wanted me to have a job. But I wasn't working to pay no bills. And when she asked me for my money, I looked at her crazy. I said, you keep asking me for my money, I'm telling grandma on you. I was not that son. You are not getting my money. No. First of all, I don't want to work. And then since I got to work, I'm going to spend it how I want to spend it. I had to learn from her. Oh, don't be talking to me spotted, because your money, my money longer than your money. That's when I learned about size matters. She let me know I was going to run out of money way quicker than she was going to run out of money. This is why y'all don't do y'all proper math. Because that's why I told y'all about that 80, leaving that 80% for that 20. I had some people in my church leave the 80%, and I told them, I said, you gonna miss my 80% before I miss your 20. And I said, also, I want you to know that it's easier for me to replace your 20% than you try to replace my 80. See, some of y'all, you have lived long enough to understand where you stand on the spectrum. And you out here talking like you that 80%. Alright? Alright? What have you learned from your past? Why are you still playing stupid? Why are you still taking your sweet, loving time getting your tools? You already see what's coming down the pipeline. Why aren't you as prepared as you can be? This is what I want to teach y'all. This is a glass jar. Y'all know I believe glass hold energy better than most. I have these around my house that I'm putting in my office. So normally, where is it? Oh, here it is. This is called bluing. That's not what's in here. But when we make blue water, a lot of people use this chalk to turn the water into blue. Now, this water is more like a purplish dark blue. So, blue represents calmness, stability, truthfulness. It represents peace, serenity, tranquility, and relaxation. It represents authority, intelligence, and wisdom, spirituality, and the divine. Now, I put my spittle in here. The reason, first of all, those that are doing water magic and y'all supposed to be cancers and working with water witching. First of all, water is receptive. So there's some things that I've done to this water. I'm not going to tell you everything I got in here. But the reason I put my spittle in there is because I want the spirits or the energies that are working against me to be attracted to my energy, which is I want the spirit to be led to this vessel. The same reason why we use candles, because we use the candles as decoys. So when Seven Candle took that hit before her mother dreamed about her, before it hit Seven, because her mother had did that lickbot candle for her daughter, that energy did not go to her, and it cleared up through the burning. I just told the mother, I said, as soon as you can, I want to do another candle for her to make sure she's good. But back to this. So the reason why I put the spit or the spittle in there, because my DNA is in my spittle. So anything that people are sending to me or sending while I'm on YouTube or whatever, it's going to come here. Because energy don't die. So I also have camphor in here, the camphor cubes. I also have turpentine in here. Some people use ammonia. I don't use ammonia like that. I very seldom ever use ammonia. I don't even really use bleach like that in my country. I know people can use it, utilize it, and it clear things up, but I don't use it. Okay? I know how to use it, but it's not something that I care to use. So, and I also have sea salt. Sea salt is a purifier. So this, I have a certain flower in here. So this is most like the evil eye concept. When it comes to envy and jealousy, let me put it up here. Now, what I do have in here, I have my necklace that you normally see me have on my neck. I have my my tektites in this water. So I'm programming water. Remember, crystals and tektites hold the frequency and vibration, and the water is taking the vibration of my tektites that are for my protective jewelry that's around my neck. And so It's energizing the water. I would never just put water out no matter what color it is. Um, you need to do alchemy. You need to transform this into a weapon, a shield. And so therefore, not only the vibration of blue is going, somebody come in here with envy, jealousy, or trying to mess with me while I'm on live, or even when I'm out off of live. This this is, I have this in all corners of my house. Not this particular glass, but you know what I'm saying. And I energize them. They all carry my energy. I have it in my front of my house. I have it in the back of my house. I have it in my bathroom. I have it in my altar rooms. And I use this coloring in this particular plant to neutralize energy that is sent against me. Because a part of my healing and recovery is that I'm not taking as many incoming hits as possible. When you're doing real conjure, you got to have things that buffer hits. This is sea salt. Can you use regular iodine salt? It's salt with iron in it. Yes, you can. I don't. I use sea salt. I'm just saying what I'm using. So this necklace has already been fed blood. So this is blood magic. This is on a whole nother level. But my point is that you have to put protected things around your house or around your apartment, your condo, your townhouse, your living spaces that allow you to heal, allow you to prosper without other people being able to interfere. And so even it's water is such a powerful element. It is so versatile. It's so manageable, usable. And for a Cancer not to understand their element, for a Scorpio not to understand their element, for a Pisces not to understand their element, it's anybody, but this in particular. The fact that you don't realize the level of chaos that you can get rid of, that your waters will be still water, calm. And this right here, because this has all of the these positive energies, but it has receptive energy, because water is a receptor and salt is a receptor. I have some projective energy in here. Camphor is a water element as well. So this plant, I have two plants in here. And like I said, you can use a leaf of life. You can do any whether your tradition calls for it, anything. The main thing is to have the color. I want y'all to look at that. When you got the color. So just like you would read water, when it comes to bubbles, when it comes to what happens with the water, the same thing is true for this. When they come and spirits come around, I'm doing readings of this. It'll pull this energy, and this to keep me as light as possible, without the weight of people throwing conjure and praying against me and all that, and the jealousy and envy. This is gonna take care of that. You need to learn rituals, and you need to learn it from somebody that know what they're doing. You need to understand why you need to keep candles burning. You don't get a warning like that and not do something. That's why I keep telling you, you can't afford to get broke. Not in conjuring. You can't afford to not get your tools. You can't, and that's why you don't have time for people. anytime somebody else waste their time, they ain't got much going on in their life. Because if you got real goals and real agenda, you won't let people waste your time. I don't care who it is. It be family. It can be a loved one. It could be somebody that you really love the way he eat your pussy. You still ain't gonna let him waste your time. Because if he ain't giving you no money to do what you need to do, you serve no other purpose but pleasure. And I can get that anywhere. All right? So, I hope that you got something out of this tonight. I'm gonna keep this soaking, but I even feel better that it's here. I have them all around the house, and these are placed in the corner of your space. So remember, energy flows in the corners. As you. That's why we put my egg stick behind the door, the corner, and so this will eventually go behind the corner. So, sir and ma'am, make more of your water magic. Make more, and it's sad that some of you are not in a place at your age to have a personal space where you can do your work undisturbed. You don't want to get caught in your elderly stage, not having what you need, not knowing what you know. Because the more you know, the less you got to do. Life should be getting easier and easier, not harder and harder. People talk about how hard life is because they ain't learned nothing from the time they got here until their present day. Life shouldn't be getting harder. I don't care what people throw at me. I done seen that before. I done seen summertime before. I done seen winter before. There's different things that can manifest out of those seasons, but I'll be able to handle it. Because the same angel that rules over summer is still ruling over summer. The mosquitoes. Damn. That look like a juicy one. That's alright. I got mint oil on me. I want to say thank you for hitting that like button to each and every one of you guys. This is an effective spell. It should be done by somebody that really knows how to, especially become a real weapon. Camphor is good, and like I said, turpentine. I have turpentine in here, and I also have sea salt, and then I have my consecrated necklace to energize the water so it'll be strong extraterrestrial energy. And I have some plants in there that are there to protect from the evil eye, harmful, and anything with jealousy, anything with emotions of envy. This is a evil eye. I also take these type of baths. I showed some of y'all, especially my tribe, I showed y'all my blooming bath. Those are $160 bath. They're very transformative. But if you don't have those kind of problems, then get the $20 bath cleanser. But if you got something that you want to shake and pull off of you, the higher you go up, my bath start at 160. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hitting that like button and share this video. All right. Make sure y'all comment behind this video if you learned something.